We're going to talk to my husband Shane about making the most out of small amounts of time. He has a really cool Instagram, and a lot of people, well, it is cool. A lot of people will comment below his pictures saying, what do you do for work that you can do all these cool things? He's someone that squeezes the most out of the time he's given, and so this is how he does it. The first thing he does is make sure that he prepares for everything.
Well, it's summertime, so I like to do a lot of swimming at lunch break, so I always make sure I have my towel and swimsuit in my backpack. I ride a motorcycle to work, so I always have a backpack with tools to fix anything that breaks on the bike also.
And always pack your lunch, you know, something that you don't have to reheat. Shane will carry salads in a mason jar if he's eating really well. If he's not, then he'll eat other stuff.
I don't really eat my lunch at lunch. I usually eat it while I'm working so I can do activities.
One of the things he does is take advantage of the river being so close. And this is not just during the summer, it's in the winter too. Yeah,
I tore my ACL. Usually, a lot of times in the summer, I work in a town with lots of hills, so in the summertime I do a lot of skateboarding. But since I tore my ACL on my knee, I've been trying to do more low impact stuff. Trying to take it easy, and paddleboarding is actually pretty low impact.
Paddleboarding at lunch is what he does a lot, and it's not just regular paddleboarding. Last year he actually created this new genre of paddleboarding.
I don't think it's new. But...
well, like refurbishing.
Well, it was out of necessity. I don't have a paddleboard, I just have an old windsurfer board, because paddleboards are average from, you know, $700 to thousands of dollars, and I don't want to spend the money on that much money on one. I
don't think we're alone in not wanting to spend $800 on a board that you're going to use for a couple months. I looked on Craigslist real quick for some old windsurfers,
but then I asked my brother, who is a big windsurfer, and he didn't have any, but knew a friend of ours who had one, and he gave it to me for free. Actually, I made a paddle and made good use of the river.
Well, what's your paddle made of?
It's made out of 2x2 and plywood. It took me like maybe 10 minutes to make.
At lunch, Shane gets on his bike, he goes to the river, and he gets the paddleboard out of a hidden location.
Yeah, I keep it at a friend's beach that lets us use it, and so I keep it hidden there. So, because hauling it on the bike's not really practical.
And it's funny because it's low impact. He's made it affordable. So there's a lot of like, well, I can't do this because I don't have the money. Well, you just figure out you have to get creative. So it's low impact for his knee. He gets out into nature, and he can do it in the hour amount of time that he has really quickly because he found a location that's near his work. And then the last thing that's really cool about what Shane does at lunch is that it's inspired me to do other things, because all of these different, well, I can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. My Z would be that I was just not familiar, and it would be really scary to do something. I mean, not scary, but just uncomfortable to go out of my way to do this. And so it's funny because I always wonder when it's pouring down rain and he's outside doing paddleboarding or whatever, or if he's like actually getting a workout doing paddleboarding and comes back to the office sweaty. Like, how do you deal with that? And I think a lot of it is practice. At the office, there's this episode with Jim where he rides his bike to the office and he gets there and he's all sweaty, but his boss isn't sweaty. Because you have to do it a few times and be uncomfortable those first few times, and maybe come back to the office sweaty a couple times.
Or with sand in your hair. There's lots of challenges, but it's worth it.
Subscribe to the channel to find out more tips and fun stuff that the Donos are doing. And thanks for watching.